Manever I say ma PENDREAM TV. PENDREAM TV there, I see them yopo.
Mema wakwaba e de ba PENDREAM TV so make sure say obe subscribe to channel no click bell so say the news to our sabe to me aka ntem no watie afa so H0Ls say obe like na wa comment no share ama afoforo so nsaka na comment section ho so no opese wo kire wa adwen obetimi e de wa adwen kire ato honom na amanfo so anya bia kenkan na onim say PENDREAM TV de eye nsem a ekoso Ghana yam politics mu ne de ba na yasaka ya ne de abranti na so me video I saka pese no che na ye de ba nti me mo modern H0Ls so obehwe video we amana si awie na wa kire wa adwen e comment section na se yenko na yenko video.
The simple question is that do we have a generation shortfall or not?
Yes, we all do.
We do. Are the plans available?
No,
or not?
we all know. Look,
no, are the plans available?
Since you
or
brought
not?
me in, the plans
no, please.
are available.
No, let's make the plans available.
The plans
no,
are
let me answer this. You see, I want to get this clear for you.
John,
Randy.
we all agree on
Do
this.
we have a generation deficit or not?
Yes, we do.
Are the plans available or not? They are available. If we get fuel, will the plants fire or not? They will fire.
But John, can I
Are they
that
dependent on only gas? No.
Yes, but John,
if you get heavy fuel oil and distillate fuel oil, can we breach this 500 megawatts?
That's fine.
Yes.
Radhi,
So what is the issue?
Can I address that
for you quickly?
Let me address that quickly. Yes. You see, when my brother talks about this dual fuel thing that he talks about, yes, admittedly, there are two plants. SunPower can run LCO.
AXA can run
AXA can run HFO. I'm getting
and
there, my brother.
KTP can run
diesel. Can run diesel, right? These are expensive fuel that if has not. No, let me land, my brother. These are expensive fuel that has not been factored into the price of electricity me and you pay. Now, you see, this conversation is an honest conversation. There are two things. When we've gone in the past where we said, oh, we'd rather pay more than sleep in darkness, right? My question and the conversation I have had in rooms with people is that if this is a short-term problem, let's fix it than burden Ghanaians with increment in electricity prices to go and buy the alternative fuel that my brother talks about. Because, okay, so now PLC gives us a price,
yes,
which me and you pay. Yes. It's based on a certain cost, which is the gas, which is with the weighted average, the weighted cost of gas, which we call the WAGOG. Okay, WAGOG. Based on that, you and I pay the tariff we are paying. If we are saying that there is a generational shortfall because some gas is not coming from here or this is not coming from here, we need to bring in diesel for the TP thermal plant in the Pond plant. We need to bring LCO for SunPower. We need to bring HFO for AXA. Okay, then we need to factor the cost because these are expensive fuel. We need to factor that cost.
Hold on, don't forget your trend of thoughts.
Yes.
Yeah,
but I just want to ask a question here.
Okay.
Now, is it the case that there is a gas source for all these plants which is currently unavailable?
Reduced, yes, and NGAS. Let me explain the NGAS problem.
Yes.
NGAS went through a maintenance.
When?
About 2 months ago. They completed, but after NGAS completed, their end, they explain that you see they get gas from other fields. Chevron, Shell from Nigeria. They only get the gas from their fields. Let me. Yes, I know the flow, but you see the flows that is coming from NGAS. You see, you need constant supply of gas, not peak supply of gas. At peak, because we are having problems, NGAS, VRA and NGAS are the ones who are dealing. At some peak, NGAS give us more than we should get, right? But because of the maintenance during the day, we are not getting the peak, the flows that you have. It's peak periods. Go and check the NGAS flows during off-peak. So the point I'm making is that...
But is our problem not a peak time problem?
Yes, but then during the peak time problem is there. But there's also off-peak problem. But let me address what he was trying to say. The government can easily procure, like you said, we can easily procure the diesel, the LCO, and the HFO, the light crude oil and the heavy fuel. But what that means is that it needs to be factored into the price of electricity me and you pay. You see, when he says Ministry of Finance, it is not. As we speak now, as we speak now.
I'll just open the budget and give you the figures.
Hold on, as we speak
17 billion.
My brother, okay. So why are you saying that Ministry of Finance have to add money to the cash water fund?
I'm saying that government has budgeted that there will be a shortfall
of.
and that it has to pay that shortfall.
So why isn't the electricity tariff collected by ECG able to pay?
I'm
for the
coming
fuel?
there. You see, I was building a point. Government says that there will be some shortfall because, first of all, in the tariff computation, don't forget, the reserve margin is not factored. It is government that decided that don't factor the reserve margin. Factor only the real energy charge and maybe a bit of spending reserve. The reserve margin, I will take care of it. The reserve margin is an insurance. We have to pay as consumers. Government says it will pay. The IMF says to the extent that you want to do it, provision for it. So if you check the budget, 2023 was 23 billion. Cedis. 2024, 17 billion. The problem is that government is not paying for what it pledged that it will pay. That is the problem. If government was paying what it pledged it will pay, the burden will lessen.
But John,
and if you read the cash water
is that
fund
supposed to go for, because bear in mind, this money, 23 billion, is about maybe $10 million, right? That barely buys a parcel of LCO. This 23 billion.
Who told you 23 billion is
23 billion is how many?
Check the figures.
23 billion is how many dollars?
That's close to 200 million.
That's bad. Okay, so 200 million. Okay, 200 million buys you two parcels.
No, a parcel is about 58.
No,
it doesn't even matter.
It does. No, it does because
let's
crude oil today is $100.
Let's assume it buys you two.
No, but I'm just saying. But you see, don't say that the cost which is transferred to Ghanaian is not important. That is the consideration the government is looking at.
Are you suggesting that in the PURC's price build-up, the WACOC?
Yes. The WACOC is only for gas.
No. Other fuels are not included.
No.
Other fuels are included.
No, it's included.
Yeah, there's an average. An average of all.
The weighted average of gas.
WACOC is simply gas. That's one question.
Yes.
It's gas.
But then you then factor in HFO.
Yes.
You factor in light crude oil.
You have the formula.
I have the formula is for gas alone.
It's for gas. Yes. That's for gas.
But I'm saying that the tariff computation doesn't take only WACOC.
Yes, I agree.
It takes
the tariff
HFO.
computation takes HFO.
Yes. So what is the argument?
So why do you say
no? But the tariff computation that we are paying now. Okay.
Secondly, the tariff computation is not fixed. The tariff computation is subject to adjustment.
Okay, so John, would you agree that if we are to bring in more heavy fuel, Ghanaians will pay more? Do you agree?
It's not me.
No, but do you agree?
PURC then has to say that we require X amount of HFO.
Yes.
If you do a pass-through, this is the cost.
Yes.
Government then has to make a decision.
Yes.
Whether it will allow consumers to pay or it wants to subsidize.
Yes.
It's a decision of government.
But who's decision of Ghanaians? Who's government?
Dr. Bawumia is the head of the government.
No, government is
he is government.
So whatever, you see, I've always said,
when things go well, Dr. Bawumia doesn't come to sit and say that it's me and him.
But Randy, I've always said that.
Did he say that?
If we don't pay in tariffs, we'll pay in taxes.
I'm coming there.
I've always said that. Because
then
if government pays, we'll pay it in taxes.
The losses is talking about, when we were leaving office, the losses, ATTC, aggregate technical, ATCC, aggregate technical, commercial, and collection losses 22%. 22. It's a fact. It's here. I can pull it.
When
we were leaving office in 2016, the losses.
You left office in 2017.
Whatever. But when we're leaving, my handing over notes, it was 22%. 22.
And it's now 29.
Over 30%.
Oh.
Over 30%.
So we've had about 10 percentage points.
The 22, can you break it down in technical and commercial?
Now, that is the amount you need. We can go into the...
No, but it's very important if you say that 22,
technical. All I'm
technical of 10% has always been there because of the aged infrastructure.
So you invest. That is your duty. And that is why we decided that we should apply the whole of the Compact 2 to the power sector. Bring in a private sector player, reduce the losses below 8%. But because of the corrupt deals that engulf the whole thing, they have to terminate the PDS deal. And indeed, even during PDS's time, the losses were on a sharp decline. Today, the losses have escalated to over 30%. ECG collects 70%. That 70% is about 1 billion. So if you find 1 billion of a certain amount, which gives you 70%, then you get the global figure.
Yeah.
Then you find 30% of that global figure, about 400 million losses.
On a monthly basis.
On a monthly basis. That's the state of the energy sector. You were voted into office
That's
to manage it.
4.8 billion cedis a year.
That is it. Almost 5 billion a year in terms of losses alone. And you see, it's not like it just occurred. The losses have been increasing on a year-by-year basis. And it's the duty of leadership. I don't hire the ECGMB. I don't constitute the board. I don't constitute PURC. So when you go and fail, and you give us this abysmal performance, don't turn around and say government is me and you. I'm not part of it. When President
No, you are.
wins,
You are a ranking member
in
of
our
parliament.
first 100
No,
days,
but hold on, Randy. Can I?
when we win,
Can I? You know when my brother speaks,
in our first 100 days,
I'll give it up.
we would address these losses and bring it down. And I'm telling you, we have what it takes to do that because we've done it before. We have demonstrated leadership and brought the losses down. We're on a very good trajectory. Look, the generations, we brought the generation. Gas. Today we are talking about gas, Randy. I have here 2023 Ghana Upstream report. Kojo, you can see. Domestic gas, 82%. Gas imports, 18%. In 2022, about 107 BCF was exported to the domestic gas market. This is equivalent to 20 million barrels of oil. So if we didn't build a gas infrastructure, we would have consumed 20 million barrels of light crude oil.
And just to you know, when we're doing the thing about what government owes and the parcels and all that,
Yes.
23 billion.
Yes.
You know, I think it's 200 billion. In fact, it is $1.769 billion.
Yes.
The 23
Because
billion
1 to
cedis
13.
Okay.
is
1 to 13.
1.7.
So that's enough to buy the
So
fuel.
about $1.8 billion.
Billion,
Thanks, Makuzo.
So because of the gas we consume in 2022, the substitution of liquid fuel for gas represents a savings of about 1.34 billion for 2022. So the NPP has been so lucky. In our time, we did 11 parcels of light crude oil at more than $100. Today, you are making a savings of 1.3 billion because of the gas infrastructure we put in place. The honest truth, Randy, and that is where we intend to tackle when we assume office, is that the level of opacity and duplicity at the upstream sector is led to reduced investments in the upstream sector. And you like the upstream sector. In 2019, when Mr. Kenoforeta went to borrow 3 billion of the Eurobond, crude oil production had risen to 196,000 barrels a day. When he was borrowing the money, he promised them that by 2023 we'll do 420,000 barrels. And so they believed him and gave the money. Today, do you know what we are doing? 138,000 barrels a day. Not only have we failed to achieve the 420, we have reduced from the 196 to 138. ENI is lost confidence in the gas, in the oil sector. ExxonMobil, they've left. When ExxonMobil left, they told us that it was because of energy transition. Last week, ExxonMobil is in Cote d'Ivoire. They've signed an agreement. They've started exploration. AGM is left. So the upstream sector, there's so much opacity there. The level of opacity and duplicity at the upstream sector is led to a lack of investment. And because they are not investing, they are not ramping up or finding or exploring or producing more gas. But like he said, your generation capacity is increasing. So it's not like the gas has reduced though. The gas has plateaued. But the consumption in terms of generation has increased, caught up with the gas, exceeded, so the gas is no more enough. So today we are doing 390 SCF. We need about 60 more. It's not there. It's not there.
So that's 60 we must complement with other fuels.
With other fuels. And they don't have the money. We are broke beyond imagination.
That is why I'm saying that it's not bad.
This country
We can
has
add
been
that,
run so-
that extra.
Look
Can
at
be
Ghana.
added.
Look at-
No, but
look
that
at Ghana.
extra can be added.
This
But
is
I'm
Ghana
saying
today.
that if we add that extra expensive fuel, and that's the decision.
So-
that's being
so you
taken
won't
now.
add it?
No, they
Then
won't.
give us
No,
the
no, no, no,
timetable.
no. What I'm saying to you is that
If you want to add the
my-
expensive fuel, give us timetable. That one you say we should go and prepare our
Randy,
timetable.
you admit
So
that,
which is which?
We admit that we are going through tough times, right? Everybody, I keep saying that our disposable income keep dwindling. and to keep increasing fuel prices, to keep increasing electricity prices, is a burden. If you have a short-term fix for a problem, fix it and don't burden the Ghanaian. That is why when these GPRTU people want to increase, what do you call it, transport fares, Ministry of Transport will come in and say, look, this is a period where we have international wars and stuff like that. The price might not necessarily stay there.
That's so selfish.
I know, but it is not selfish.
It's so selfish.
No, it's for Ghanaians. Look, Randy, there's one problem in Ghana. When things go up, they don't come down.
No, but let me explain to you why I said it's very selfish and unfair to the transporters.
Why is that?
Okay, so you see that this issue of fixing the transport fares was done at a time, so regulating transport fares was done at a time when we also regulated
petrol prices. I understand.
Now, government realized that the regulation was creating a lot of losses. So government decided that it should not be burdened with those losses. So let's deregulate. So that driver, he can go to the pump today and it is 13 pesos. Morning 8 o'clock. He can go back at 5 p.m. and it is 14 pesos or 10 pesos or 15 pesos and he has to pay. Meanwhile, the determination of the fares
of finance is taxes. If we pass it on to tariffs, Ghanaians pay.
But Kwadwo, can I ask you this? We now have a quarterly review of the tariffs.
Yes.
Not so.
Yes.
Now, inherent in this build-up is, for example, forex.
Yes.
What it means is that anytime the CD depreciates on a quarterly level, it is passed on to the consumer.
Yeah. I agree.
How different is that? All the things that are reviewed quarterly, that are in the build-up, which are then passed to the consumer on a quarterly basis. How different is that?
Okay, so that's the difference is that you remember that when PLC is doing the review of tariffs, they don't use current prices, they use forward sales. So they you work with Bank of Ghana to look at the forward 3 months forward to incorporate. The problem I'm saying is that this fuel issue, the thinking is that it's not a 3 months problem. That's the thinking. It's not a 3 months problem. It's a problem that they are all hands on deck. Ministry presidency is resolving. If that is the
resolving
case,
in which
resolving
I don't really get it. In which way?
Hold on. John, you disagree on principle on what the government in power is doing and what you think should
What are you doing?
No, hold on. You have to ask, you have to ask the minister.
What I want to
I am not the one to divulge that information, but let me make my point. What I'm saying is that in the thinking of the person who is running the economy, right? He's faced with a problem. He looks at the problem as a 0 to 3 months problem, which I'm resolving. You might disagree with how he's resolving the problem, right?
But I don't even know how.
No, but that's, he doesn't have to. But as far as you're concerned, as far as you are concerned, the problem is being resolved because the government is resolving it. I'm telling you, the government is resolving it.
How?
No, I am not the one to divulge that information.
Have you
I have. But I'm not the one. But hold on. What I represent Dr. Bawumia's manifesto. I don't say the Ministry of Energy. Look, I sat on one platform and said that drawing a timetable is difficult. And my brother here sits and knows what goes into drawing a timetable. It's not just trying to add 2 times 2 to make it 4 to draw a timetable. There's a lot of technical issues. There's a lot of technical issues that go into it. When I said it, a lot of these hired media and hired bloggers are taking up on me on social media saying that how can timetable be difficult? But it's not as simple. But let me make my point. Well, the point I'm making is that the government, thinks that the procurement of fuel, which will translate into higher tariffs for Ghanaians, right? At this point in time, can be avoided by putting in a solution.
Which solution?
I'm not the one to divulge that. When you have the opportunity to talk to the Minister of Energy, he will tell you. But what I'm telling you is that there is a solution.
I'll tell you something.
But he came in front of. Hold on. He came in front of you. He came in front of you.
He said he doesn't know where you get the money.
Well, hold on. Let me finish. Listen, you know what I said earlier? My brother sits here and said he's not part of government. He is part of government. There are 3 arms of government: legislature, executive, and judiciary. He is a ranking member of the Mines and Energy Committee. In the UK, you know what we'll call him? Shadow Minister. Because he's a shadow minister. You are a shadow minister of energy. You are. Because that is equivalent to Parliament.
We are here.
Well, but he's a shadow minister. But he's a ranking member.
All they could do was what they did at Alisa.
No,
Beyond that, they can't do anything.
But that's the point. But when he came to Alisa in front of you, you know what he told you. Say it.
What did
the minister tell you when he came to you in front of you? Alisa?
He said they don't have the money to
but
procure the
aside
fuel.
that, what were the things he's putting in place?
What thing did he
didn't tell you that he has anything.
He said he's engaging the ministry of
No, but he
Finance
didn't tell you anything.
to see if they can get some money for them.
You see, my brother. You have everybody came and said it was money. But let me tell you, there are issues and it's being resolved. In the short term, when the government feels that we do not need to burden Ghanaians with increase in tariffs to bring in the full solution. Because if he was in government, Ghanaians were expected to pay more because you go and buy live crude oil.
So what will you do?
But the issue, my brother, I'm telling you that there's a solution.
So Kwadwo,
I am just explaining to them.
I'm explaining to them.
I'll tell you what they will do.
I'm not the one
for the viewer. Kwadwo, hold on.
Randy, when you finish, I'll tell you what they are doing.
For this viewer that you're talking to,
yes,
who from day one has been lied to.
Nobody has lied to anybody, honestly.
So
where is that? Tell me one lie.
Oh, that it was as a result of transformers.
But then there are no localized. Hold on. There are no localized. Hold on. All of a sudden, there are no localized problems in Ghana.
No, the man said
no. Are there localized problems in Ghana?
System is resilient and stable.
Listening to you
yes.
and John,
yes,
I have been convinced by both of you that we have a problem with the procurement of fuels.
Yes.
That if we were to procure the fuels, irrespective of anything,
that's one option, not only.
No, I'm just. Let me just finish. That if we were able to procure fuels, irrespective of any localized or whatever issue, we will not have the situation we're having.
That is
not true. Not true. But you see, that is the point. Look, I'll give a typical example. 3 days ago in East Legon, they were in darkness for 18 hours.
Oh, that's an isolated
No, but it's a localized problem. Somebody who sits in 18. No. But you see, that's my problem. That's my problem. Somebody who sits in East Legon had 18 hours of light off. It took him in DUMSOR. And you are saying that it's just small.
But you see, that person in East Legon, if from January till today, that 18-hour thing is the only thing that he had experienced.
I agree.
He will not even speak about it.
But intermittent
Randy, there are random, as you borrow your word, random situations.
No, that one is not a problem. That's not the issue.
No.
That's the random one.
I'm
We
saying
manage
that
it.
when you say there's a lie, government did not come out. It was ECG.
I'm just saying.
Hold on. ECG came out and said that they had overloaded transformers. That wasn't government. It was ECG. And let's separate the two.
He didn't say government. He said
the Ghanaians have been lied to.
Yes,
but
he
the
didn't
Ghanaians,
say-
well, if you want to call what ECG put out there a lie, let ECG come and defend it. But I want to clear that it's not government.
When
that
the
has lied to
minister
the
had a microphone in front of him,
He said ECG says it's transformers.
yes.
So
when there was a microphone in front of the minister,
Just what the minister
and I can
said.
play the video to you.
Oh, that's fine. I would dispute what you're
So
saying.
I'm saying that for the Ghanaian, hold on, for the Ghanaian who's watching both of you, who now has heard a certain
agreement
yes. on what the problem is.
Yes.
You differ with solution.
Where one of the problems.
No, you differ.
No, we don't differ on solutions.
No. You are saying that the issue of buying the fuel is just one way.
No,
the other way.
Issue of buying fuel, which my brother wants to prefer, is if he was in government and that's his solution, would increase tariffs for the average Ghanaian.
So
that's what I'm saying.
That's
what I'm saying. The alternative is that not to hold on.
Yes.
The alternative is not to do these inflationary acts, which create increase tariffs, increase inflation,
my point
and everything goes haywire.
For the Ghanaian viewer who's watching you, let's even admit that today we've all have found out the truth about our situation. JJ says that, look, the problem is fuel.
Yes.
If we provided the fuel, we will not have this problem.
Yes.
Because
we will not have all the problems.
Like as I demonstrated, if you have 5,500 and your peak demand is even 4,000, you have a reserve of 1,500.
I agree.
Even if 1,000 is out of the system on the basis of
the maintenance
and all those, even 1,000 is out. You still should not have the problem you're having.
Some of the problems we are having.
Now we're talking of generation.
Yes.
So we agree. Now you say that that proposal will burden the Ghanaian
in the short
lot
term.
more.
In the short term,
will burden Ghanaian. So the government is looking at alternatives to do it,
to resolve it without.
You don't think that all of us deserve to know
that No, you deserve to know, but
The
you're asking the wrong
alternative,
person.
and
But you're
ask
asking the wrong-
government-
You're asking the wrong person. You deserve to know, but bring Napo to here and ask him.
Oh no, that's what the other time was asked. He says that we should go and draw our timetable. He's my friend. I don't want him to give me the answer, because if he gives me the answer, he knows that I'm also going to tell him something.
NPP.
No, but
Let's take a break. Let's take a break. When we come back, we'll resolve it. I think that I need some. Look, guys, we need some refueling. Let's take a break. We're out of gas. We'll be back shortly.